This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
War Eagle, and welcome to another edition of Ever to Podcast. This is the show here at E2C Network where our goal is to catch you up, keep you informed on the latest Auburn news, topics, discussions, rumors, scuttlebutt, things that you need to be aware of when you're trying to go out and about and experience the Auburn experience, all about Auburn sports, Auburn culture, Auburn family. The easy way to say it here, though, is if it's orange and blue, it's what we do. So thank you so much for joining us in what we're going to be doing today. Ever to Podcast, episode 105. Today's date is July 24th, and as always, I'm your host, Kyle Loomis. A little bit of housekeeping to start off. We did miss last week's episodes, and I do hate that. We had a very busy Friday for myself personally. We talked a little bit about those big family events for myself on the main show, the Auburn Experience, if you'd like to get a little explanation for that. And you can probably understand why. All happy events. But for that reason, I missed last week's show. So I do apologize for that. And it was not the best week to miss because there was a ton of Auburn news in the summer that we had to try to catch up a little bit on the Auburn Experience. So you can catch a little bit of that. Our goal is going to stay the same here. We're going to catch you up on the latest news that brings you to this Friday when the show comes out, Monday through Thursday, that type of news. If we have a little bit of time at the end, which I believe we will, I'll probably hit a few of those things that we didn't cover, at least I thought we didn't, on the main show, the Auburn Experience. So same agenda as such. We'll go through the different sports programs, any other Auburn-related news out there that you might need to be aware of, and go from there to get you ready to go for this week's episode, 105. Let's start right at the top with, right now, a shout-out to Aubie. Aubie, we already know, is the greatest mascot and the greatest tiger that ever lived. He's already the 11-time national champion. I mean, he just doesn't need any more accolades. But, hey, we got an opportunity to help him out, get another one. Just add it to the list. It's getting unfair at this point how many things he qualifies for, just wins outright. Right now, I believe what we've got going on with this group is the company USA Today. They're putting out their Reader's Choice Awards and doing out the best college mascot. So you can vote for Aubie. And I think I saw as of tonight, recording on a Thursday evening, the 24th, that he is well in the lead, and he's still calling on everybody to vote for him to keep him in that lead. You know, look, if he doesn't win it ultimately, which right now looks like he's doing pretty good, knocking on wood for him, obviously, he's got plenty of other things, but this is another opportunity for you to show love to Aubie, as much love as he has shown us, and help him win yet another award, which, let's be honest, he's the best tiger in the world, so he definitely deserves it. Moving on to some sports-related news, we'll start with Auburn in the pros right now during the offseason, as we've been doing. There's been a lot of Auburn in the pros news to talk about, and here's an opportunity to talk about DeWanna Bonner again. If you haven't been paying attention, which I know not a ton of people pay attention to the WNBA, but if you're an Auburn fan, you should at least be aware of how DeWanna's doing. She is coming towards the end of her career, I'm assuming, based off of just a little bit of knowledge about it, all that, but she's still playing. But as she is getting towards the end of this career, she is just getting to the tops of all these different lists. And we've talked about some of them on the main show, missed an opportunity to talk about another one recently. But here's another one for this week for the WNBA. Another top 5 all-time list for her, the all-time rebounders list. And wow, I mean, that's just another thing. It's been like points scored, I think assists as well, that she was pretty high on. So she's 5th all-time in the league in rebounds, which makes sense if you know how DeWanna plays. But that's a great opportunity and great list for her to find herself on as she continues her career of however long it lasts. We'll give a shout out to Chris Rimbert. So it's one thing to be drafted. It's another thing to officially be signed. It's not always a guarantee. Sometimes they can't agree on terms, and sometimes players may decide to come on back. When you get drafted as high as Chris did in the supplemental second round, you pretty much stay, and that's been confirmed that he was going to do that. Got a nice deal with the Pittsburgh Pirates, got picked up by them, and now a nice deal. He is officially going to be a Pittsburgh Pirate. So no coming back for Chris Rivard. I must say, looking at a picture of him right now in that Pittsburgh Pirate hat, and it looks perfect for him. Going to enjoy trying to keep up with him in the MLB. Thankfully that we've got another opportunity for someone to watch in the major leagues. Shout out for Auburn soccer in the pros. This one is for Aaron Houston, who just signed with Atletico de St. Louis. If I'm pronouncing that correctly, I believe I am. So congrats to her for getting an opportunity to go play in Mexico at the professional level. We just talked recently about Auburn Mount Rushmore, Auburn soccer Mount Rushmore, and who knows, we could be looking at someone who may build their pro career up so much that we might have to reconsider and do an Auburn Mount Rushmore for her someday as well, to add her into the Auburn soccer Mount Rushmore. So more honors for players who have of the past at Auburn, but in the pros as well. We've seen something similar to this with other opportunities, but as they continue to build out Hall of Fames or a lot of these things in the NFL called the Rings of Honor, there's the Cincinnati Bengals Ring of Honor, former Auburn running back, and obviously running back for the Cincinnati Bengals, James Brooks, will be inducted for their 2026 Ring of Honor. Congrats to him. And if you know your Auburn history and you know your Auburn running backs, and part of the reason we're known as Auburn running back U is because of names like James Brooks. Congrats to him. Auburn women's basketball, as they gear up for second year of Coach Larry Vickers, has added yet another name to their to not their roster, but their coaching staff. This time, new assistant coach Sydney Carter comes in to add to that group that's going to be leading the Tigers in year 2 under Coach Larry Vickers. So welcome to Sydney Carter. A lot of schedule news as of late for women's golf. They have announced the Anika Foundation, I think is how you pronounce it, 2026 Anika Foundation Intercollegiate, which is going to be played at the 3M Field. There's 12 teams participating. We're obviously talking about so Auburn, other teams that will be participating with them: North Carolina, Kansas State, Virginia, Houston, South Carolina, Southern Cal, both USCs, by the way, look at that, Missouri, UCLA, Wake Forest, Minnesota, Oregon. So all across the country, West Coast, East Coast, Middle, Auburn, all the big names are there. And it looks like Auburn, Missouri, and that's it. And South Carolina, I almost forgot about Louisville, South Carolina, there are representing the SEC in this particular women's golf event.
When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
Now playing on Netflix, The Hawk. From the mind of Will Ferrell.
Oh, mama, I'm back.
Comes a new original series.
Get ready. That's it. Did I stutter?
When an iconic pro golfer
Lonnie,
Hawkeye!
takes one last swing at greatness,
You were a big shot golfer.
I still am a big shot golfer.
no one
Dad, I'm the Hawk now.
will stand in his way.
That's how it's done.
The Hawk, now playing only on Netflix.
This really should have been in the pros. I should have added, but it's because some of our current and former athletes are competing in it right now. The USTF, that's not the long acronym, but the USTF is having their outdoor national championships, which I believe is typically always held out in Eugene, their amazing Nike track. But this year it's being held in New York. Got several names that are currently, as of this moment, competing in those competitions: Ty Davis, Devin Nugent, Megan Haig and shot put, Cameron Massey and discus, and a lot of those other two are running. So go check that out. If you're an Auburn track and field fan, you can see some Auburn names pop up there while they're competing. So a lot of what I have here is just a ton of stuff from SEC Media Days. So let me advise you, if you're looking for SEC Media Days content from us right now, if you want to get just all that stuff together, we did a live stream reaction show the evening of Tuesday right after Auburn had wrapped up their day of that particular event. So if you want to kind of get a summation up to that point, it was Monday and Tuesday. I felt like we did a really good job. When I say we had some participation from the chat as well, talking about some things. So if you go to our YouTube channel, look up SEC Media Days 2026 reaction, that should take you right to it. It should be very close on the front of the page as well. Second to last live stream at this point when I'm recording. You can get a lot of those different things. And there was a lot of great content there. Obviously, we took a lot of the comments from Coach Alex Golish, talked about those in great detail. We talked about a few of the quotes and questions that were asked of Byron Brown, Alex McPherson, Champ Anthony. I think Champ Anthony won a lot of people over if he hadn't already with some of his commentary answers. He was asked how he got the name of the Pirate, and he explained that on there if you're interested in hearing about that. But there was also Auburn being talked about even outside of their actual players and coaches and what they were saying. This one's kind of tertiary related. Eli Drinkwitz joked, and I think a lot of people took it as serious, that Coach Malzahn will get back into coaching because he's going to be a CFP committee member. I mean, he could, obviously. I think that's just Eli Drinkwitz. If you've gotten to know him, you know he's a bit of a kidder. Josh Heupel had some very nice words for Alex Golish when he was speaking on the day for Tennessee. Obviously, there was some commentary from names like John Summerall at Florida with the Auburn-Florida dynamic, and then there was some commentary from Lane as well, and plenty of others as well, talking very much about Alex Golish from media personalities too. So a lot of that you can catch in our live stream reaction show. We'll be discussing that likely on episode 182 of the Auburn Experience, which will be coming out soon-ish this weekend, hopefully. We're getting everything lined up with Austin out this week, who we're going to have speaking with us. But be looking there. We'll definitely have some coverage for that from you if you're looking for more things. But other football news that we do need to talk about, I'm going to give a shout out to Rhett Hobart, the fan experience team and the team he leads there. He gave us a shot from his vantage point he was able to get of the construction going on for the Jordan Hare North project. And then from the image that if you look that he shared on July 22nd, you can really see that the groundwork literally has been laid. Things are flattened out, smoothed out, and the angle that he's showing is where the new atrium entrance is going to be for a lot of the events around the northeast corner at Gate 1, for Game 1 when that finally does open. But if you want to see that, I think that's a really cool picture that you need to be aware of. And a few more things here, or at least one more thing. Lists continue to come out in the preseason. The East-West, usually called the Shrine Bowl, the Shriners Children's East-West Bowl, has put out its 1,000 watch list. I didn't realize they did this. Maybe it's the first year. 1,000 players to watch. There's 13 Auburn Tigers on it. I won't bore you by going through every single one of them, but obviously some of the big names you're thinking of right now are on there. I already see their faces right front and center. There's Xavier Atkins. Go check that out if you're interested as well. Just a few things that maybe we missed from last week not having this show and didn't get a chance to talk about on the main podcast there. It's been 3 games sold out already this year with Florida, LSU, and Vanderbilt homecoming. There's been tickets out available for those other games. I think actually one of the other ones sold out too now, so maybe just 2 left. Still can get tickets to the Atlanta game. I saw that today. Byron was promoting it as part of being one of the NIL athletes that got part of that deal. Suni Lee announced that she will be participating. It's kind of a bit of news, but it was nice to hear it. Suni Lee will be competing in the next Olympics. Confirmed that her training has started for that, so another Auburn tie to that event, alongside Christy Coventry, who is the leader of their the president of the Olympic organization that runs everything. So a lot of Auburn ties already. Ruthie Bolton got named to a Hall of Fame. So did a member of our ice hockey club team, and I almost called her Malzahn. Kate Malveaux, co-head coach of Auburn softball, also got named into the Illinois State Hall of Fame, I think is what it was. So there was a lot of things happening like that. And especially this, I love schedule news. Men's golf, equestrian put out their schedules last week. We're really getting close here to having a full fall schedule. I think we're waiting on some tennis news. Cross country definitely, and we're pretty much set for our fall calendar for Auburn Athletics. It is just around the corner, y'all, so y'all better get excited. With that in mind, I think that is all the news for you this week on Ever to Podcast here, episode 105. We thank you guys again for letting us have the last week off for our little celebration that we had, and hopefully we'll be not missing any more for you guys in the future here as we head into another athletic and academic calendar year for Auburn University and Auburn fandom. With that being said, we'll remind you as we leave, the Auburn Creed asks you to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with God. We're going to ask you to do the same. War Eagle.